Have you ever heard of a warrior queen whose legend is literally carved into the landscape of West Africa? Well, we're going to travel back nearly 500 years to meet her. Her name was Amina.
It's a huge question we ask all the time. Can one single person, through just their own will and brilliant strategy, actually reshape the world around them? Well, in the heart of what we now call Nigeria, history gives us a resounding yes. One woman didn't just rule, she completely redefined what leadership even meant. So, let's meet her. This is the incredible story of Queen Amina, the legendary warrior of Zaza. So, who was she exactly? Okay, the textbook definition is a powerful Hausa warrior queen who ruled the city-state of Zazo in the 16th century. But honestly, that simple definition barely scratches the surface of who she really was. So, this begs the question, right? How did a woman rise to such incredible power back in the 16th century? To get that, we have to look at how this leader was forged. You see, her path to the throne wasn't exactly a straight line. She was born into the royal family, and for a while, she watched her brother rule. But she wasn't just sitting around. Oh no. She was training, honing her skills, becoming this brilliant military strategist. So when the time came, she wasn't just the next in line. She was, without a doubt, the most qualified person for the job. She was ready. And what made her so qualified? Well, it came down to these core qualities everyone knew her for. She was famously brave, incredibly strong, and just exceptionally intelligent. These weren't just nice words, they were the actual tools she used to build an empire. And this is where we get to the absolute heart of her legend, her identity as a warrior. Because in this role, she didn't just bend the rules of her time, she completely shattered them. I mean, really, stop and think about that for a second. She challenged every single tradition that said a woman's place, especially a queen's, was supposed to be in the palace, far away from the action. She wasn't some ruler directing things from a safe, protected castle. No way. She was on a horse, charging right into the thick of battle. She wore the same armor as her soldiers, which was this huge symbol of shared risk. And most importantly, she personally led her armies to victory. This was a general on the front lines, not just a monarch on a distant throne. And get this wasn't some short, fiery rebellion that fizzled out. Her reign, defined by this constant hands-on military leadership, lasted for an incredible 34 years. For 3.5 decades, she wasn't just a queen, she was the commander-in-chief. But her story doesn't end on the battlefield. Being a warrior was how she built her power, sure, but what she did with that power is just as important. She was so much more than a conqueror, she was an architect. Because you see, for Queen Amina, winning a battle was never the end goal. It was the tool she used to build something that would last, a kingdom that was secure, prosperous, and powerful. And she had this clear 3-part plan. First up, expand. She conquered neighboring towns to grow her kingdom's influence. Second, protect. She built these massive earthen walls around her cities to keep them safe. And third, prosper. She took control of critical trade routes, which made her kingdom incredibly wealthy. Expansion, protection, prosperity. It was an absolute masterclass in nation building. So here we are, almost 500 years later. What's left of her reign? Well, that brings us to her enduring legacy, one you can literally still see and hear about today. Her most visible achievement became legendary. Her fortifications were so famous, so effective, that they became known simply as Amina's walls. And that name has stuck for centuries. To this day, many of the ancient earthen walls you can still find in northern Nigerian cities are called Ganduwar Amina, Amina's walls. Her legacy isn't just in history books, it is etched into the very landscape. So why does the story of a 16th century queen matter so much to us now? Because she's more than just a historical figure. She's a timeless inspiration. Her life teaches this incredibly powerful lesson about what real leadership looks like. And really, this is the ultimate power of her story. It is a permanent, powerful reminder that bravery, intelligence, and heroism, they have no gender. She proved 5 centuries ago that women are not just capable of being leaders and warriors, they have always been. And that leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? Queen Amina's story has survived for half a millennium. It really makes you wonder, whose stories from our time will echo through the centuries? Who are the heroes whose names will last?